Oh, what a day! What a lovely day! In today's news story, we're going to be discussing the recent trailer for the Mad Max spin-off / prequel film centered around Imperator Furiosa. So stick around and let's get into it. This year's CCXP got off to a roaring start, with the reveal of George Miller's hotly anticipated Furiosa prequel film. The film was one of a handful of projects from Warner Brothers, which was showcased at the event based in Brazil. The first big reveal from the annual event was a motion poster featuring the titular character, played by Anya Taylor-Joy, whose appearance matches the character's look from 2015's Mad Max Fury Road. The poster also updates the film's title, which is now called Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. If that wasn't enough to get fans revved up about the film, then they dropped the first trailer. The trailer doesn't waste time establishing the story and the main character, who is desperately fighting for her life and ultimately her freedom. Furiosa is caught up in a war for dominance between the great biker horde led by the warlord Demetrius and Immortem Joe, the leader of the Citadel. The former character is played by Chris Hemsworth, who is almost unrecognizable in makeup and prosthetics. Well, they tried to change his appearance, but not nearly enough. You can still tell it's Chris Hemsworth. Regardless, I'm still looking forward to seeing the Thor actor play a villainous role. Demetrius looks like he'll be a widely entertaining villain. The character is set to play a prominent role in the film, which will directly tie into Furiosa's troubled past. Another key character who will shape a story is the aforementioned Immortem Joe. The character isn't a surprising addition to the film, since he has a long-standing relationship with Furiosa. Spoilers! Anyone that has seen Mad Max Fury Road knows where Immortem Joe's storyline is headed. Furiosa ends up becoming his commander until she betrays him to save his captive wives and to fulfill a lifelong goal of returning home to the Green Place. There she hopes to reunite with her clan, the Vuvolini, or the Many Mothers. For the bulk of the film, Joe and his army are in hot pursuit of Furiosa to retrieve his 5 wives, one of whom has his unborn child. Except for one brief scene where Furiosa confronts Joe, there is little time dedicated to showing how their relationship was prior to her betrayal. Now that we are going back in time, it looks like we'll see the beginnings of a relationship with Joe, who will either be a secondary villain or even an ally to our protagonist. Anyone worried that a prequel film would fall short of the high bar set by Fury Road can breathe a sigh of relief. You've seen the trailer by now. This film looks insanely good. It looks like George Miller will deliver another great film set in this post-apocalyptic / dystopian world. Visually and tonally, this is reminiscent of Fury Road, which makes sense since the film is directly connected to the former film. It would be jarring if they had significantly changed the look of the world. Speaking of changes, the biggest change by far is our lead character, who is now played by Anya Taylor-Joy. The actress was the frontrunner for the role, which was officially announced back in 2020. The trailer does enough to make her stand out as a protagonist and to convince us this is a young Furiosa. The actress has big shoes to fill considering she's taking over from Charlize Theron, who originated the iconic role. Thanks to her stellar performance as Furiosa, the character has become a feminist film icon, in the same vein as Ellen Ripley from the Alien film series and Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise. As much as fans are happy to see a Furiosa prequel film, many fans would have preferred to see Theron reprise her role, but Miller decided to cast a younger actress for the prequel film. The filmmaker had no interest in using CGI to de-age the actress. Regrettably, Theron's time as the character seems like a one-and-done performance, unless Miller decides to make a sequel to Fury Road. In the end, it made sense to recast her role with a younger actress, since the prequel film takes place 15 years before the events of Fury Road. If anyone can get viewers on board with the casting change, it's Anya Taylor-Joy, who is a remarkable young talent. It looks like the actress will make the character her own, whilst drawing some elements from her older counterparts. Throughout the film, we will see the evolution of her character, which will end with her becoming the woman we know as in Fury Road. The trailer gives us glimpses of her evolution. You see her with a full head of hair, which she eventually shaves off by the final shot. That is more than likely halfway through the film or the third act. There is also a mechanical arm, another part of the character's overall appearance. The film will show us how she lost her left arm and replaced it with a prosthetic one. Finally, we see the character completing her look with the war paint, which is a simple yet strikingly beautiful detail that draws focus to her face. In particular, eyes. Anya Taylor-Joy nails the stare. That wild-looking eyes is reminiscent of the one that Theron herself expressed when she played Furiosa. As well as seeing the character's physical and mental change, we see some nods to 2 distinctive things that are associated with the character. 15 years into the future. First, there's a goggles and face mask, which we see her wearing periodically, especially during freakish sandstorms, like the one we see in Fury Road. Then there's an affinity for sniping, with a Type 56 SKS, a semi-automatic rifle. Furiosa is known for using a variety of weapons, but this is probably the one she's most proficient at using out of her arsenal. In the film, we see her use it on 2 separate occasions. It's no coincidence we see these items appear in the trailer. It's a great way to show some continuity between her past and future self, even with the obvious differences between the actresses. I'm fully convinced they're the same character. I know some people were hesitant to see Taylor-Joy taking over the role from her predecessor, but I've never doubted her casting. George Miller himself handpicked her for the role, and without a doubt, the actress is one of the most talented performers working in Hollywood today. Her unique look combined with her screen presence makes her a standout actress no matter the role she's playing. Looking through her filmography, it's hard to find a role that she's failed to nail her part, or given a dull performance. Maybe it's because she's very selective when it comes to the script she chooses and the role she's willing to play. The actress is firmly in control of her career and doesn't just accept any role given to her. For most of her career, the actress has avoided starring in projects that are mainstream. Although that's changed in recent years with the actress starring in this year's recent box office smash hit, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, where she voiced Princess Peach. After her debut in The Witch and the subsequent films that followed, it would have been easy for her to land a major role in a blockbuster film. Yet she has continued to forge a career and reputation by appearing in smaller projects. I guess that after sinking her teeth into just about everything she can do, her next big career move is to try something more left field. Although I would argue that Furiosa is a character that feels pretty much in line with her previous roles. It's a perfect match for the talent who is known for playing complex female characters. Even with all the characters she's brought to life over the years, she has never quite played a character like Furiosa. This is the first time in her career that the actress would be playing a full-on action heroine. Before Furiosa, the closest she has come to playing an action heroine is a role in The New Mutants, a 2020 superhero film based on the Marvel Comics team of the same name. There she played Ilyana Rasputin, aka Magic, a young mutant with an array of abilities, including sorcery. The film doesn't hold back when it comes to showcasing her character's unique power sets, which are brought to life with a combination of CG effects and practical fight choreography. What impressed me the most about the actress is her willingness to do her own stunts. That is not an easy feat. I honestly got a kick out of seeing her play a badass superhero. It convinced me that she would make a great action star. Now here we are 3 years later, and she's ready to make a big splash as an action heroine. I haven't seen the film, but I'm calling it now. She's going to crush it as Furiosa. I can't imagine anyone else who is good enough to be able to build on Furiosa's character. When she commits to a role, she really goes above and beyond to do the character justice. Her acting combined with George Miller's writing and direction will only make the character even better than before. Even without delving into her past, Furiosa already felt like a fully fleshed out character. Despite that, there was enough intrigue about her life prior to the events of Fury Road that it made sense to revisit her past. Given the success of the last film, it wasn't a difficult task getting the studio to greenlight another film. Fans wanted more from the character, and the director was more than happy to give fans what they want. While he was developing Fury Road, George Miller already had a clear outline of Furiosa's past in the back of his mind. He just had to finalize it in the form of a script. As well as expanding on Furiosa's character, we can expect the filmmaker to explore more of the wider world. After 4 years of waiting for the film to be released, we are even closer than ever before to seeing this new entry in the Mad Max franchise. Thankfully, it won't be long until we get to see what George Miller has cooked up for this project. Currently, the film is set to be released next year on the 24th of May. However, the release date may vary depending on where you live in the world, so keep an eye posted on your local cinema listings. Furiosa is easily one of my most anticipated films of 2024. I can't wait to see the character's backstory explored. I know there's always some hesitation with prequel films, but I think this one has the potential to live up to the hype. Also, be honest, who wouldn't watch a film with Anya Taylor-Joy as a kick-ass heroine and Chris Hemsworth as a baddie? That just sounds like a recipe for success. These two together in a Mad Max film is going to make for an exciting time at the movies. So what are your thoughts on the Furiosa trailer? Are you a fan of Anya Taylor-Joy playing young Furiosa? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways folks, that's all for now. Thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed the show. Please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment below. And hey, maybe this wasn't your cup of tea. And that's okay. Just remember to take care and stay safe.